Hello everyone, welcome back again to the Information Communication Technology paper for May-June 2018. We're going to carry on paper 2 for data manipulation, and then let's go to task number 3. So page 5, task number 3, it says you are now going to prepare some reports for the company. Make sure all currency values display the same currency symbol and are set to 2 decimal places. Dates are to be displayed in the format of DD, triple M, and double Y. This is also double D. Okay, we have 3 points to remember here. That all of the currency is supposed to be same. Whatever currency you're going to use, pound or dollar, it's supposed to be always to be the same currency, one currency in the whole paper. That's the first point. Second point, that all of the currency is supposed to be 2 decimal places. And the third point, for the dates, it's supposed to be in double D, triple M, and double Y format. So first of all, import this apprenticeship CSV file into a suitable database package. So let's go and open database package. First of all, whenever you're going to open database package, one thing always to remember, okay, let me create a blank page, that you're saving it in your working area. Okay, let me copy the path over here, and then let's save it with any name. You can change the name if you'd like to, and then create it over here. Just make sure that it is added in your working area. You don't need this table to be created, you can close it. And then right now let's go to our real question. We have to import this CSV file. To import any file, external data, new data source, and then go to text file and import the file that they told us. Open your file and look for that apprentices over here, this one. Click on OK. Next, make sure the first row contains field names. So because we have field names, and those are the field names. And then okay, let's click on next. Let's choose the primary key, which is vacancy ID, this one, and next. And before we click on next or finish, click on advanced. And here is an important part, that we have to compare this with the points over here, the data types. So as it is mentioned, the first 6 field names supposed to be short text. So go vacancy ID, label, employer, till the 4th it is short text. Starting from subject reference, we need to make it into short text also, and then this is also short text, already short text. And then learning provider, yes, and then number supposed to numeric or integer. So it is already long integer, that's alright. Then we have closing date, which is supposed to be date format. If you're having conversion issues between British and American styles, and you get always 2 tables, and the one table is holding the name error in conversion or failure to convert the date, then always do this step that I'm going to do. I'm going to make this into a short text. Later I'm going to convert it back into a date. The wage supposed to be numeric or currency. So I can just change it right now to currency, or later. Day release supposed to be Boolean, and it's supposed to be displayed as yes or no. So we choose here yes and no, and here we go, and click on OK. and finish. Okay, open it right now. Let's go to home and view, and here we go. As we can see, we have all short text and then number, short text, currency, and then finally boolean. Let's compare it with our over here. Okay, well, what I forgot, yeah, there's supposed to be near till here short text, 6 short text. Over here is a number which supposed to be just number integer, and then over here it's supposed to be a date. Okay, we need to change the date over here. So, oops, sorry. And going to make this into date, and then just make sure that the date is in that specific format they told us to be. We're supposed to be this way with dashes between them. So you can choose from here. In case you don't have the specific format, just write it down, DD triple M and dash and then double Y. Let's have a look. It is the same. Okay, there's double, triple, and double. And then there's supposed to be currency, and it's supposed to be in 2 decimal places. The currency that I'm going to choose it is supposed to be used for all the database. So just choose here in the format to be, you can choose any format. I'm going to choose it to be currency, this one, as my standard is dollar, and my decimal place is supposed to be 2 decimal places. Let's go back and we can check here the wage become 2 decimal places with a dollar. And then the last one, which is supposed to be boolean, the day released and displayed as yes and no. So click on view. Over here in format, make sure that it is in yes and no format. Click on yes. Okay, here we go. It is yes and no format. Okay, we're done with this table. Let's go to the next question. Save the data, and in evidence 4, take a screenshot evidence showing the field names and data types used in the table. Place this in. Okay, we need to take a screenshot for this. And place it in evidence number 4. Okay, you can expand it if you want a little bit to be clear while printing. Import that framework CSV as a new table in your database. And right now we have to import this file, and then later we have to make a relationship between them. So we have to make sure that it is matching with this field names and data types. So again, let's close this. We're done with this. The file name was framework. Next, first row, and primary key is supposed to be subject ID. Sure, we click on finish. Let's go and make sure we have all to be text. So we have some here not in text, so make sure that it is text. So click on OK and finish. Okay, open it. No, it is this one, sorry. So okay, view, and there's nothing to change or add, and create one-to-many relationship between subject ID in the framework. Okay, and subject reference in the apprentice table. So I need to connect between subject ID in the framework, this one, and subject reference in the apprenticeship till here. Okay, you can drag from right to left or left to right. That's alright, and click over here, make sure both are correct, and then create it. As you can double click on this, you can make sure that here it is one-to-many relationship as they ask us in the question. And then for evidence number 5, they want a screenshot to show the type of relationship between the two tables. So let's take a screenshot with this window. And this is going to be evidence number 5. You can take the rest to down. Okay, and then question number 20, create a columnar data entry form. So we need to make a form of columnar type. So include all fields from the apprenticeship table. So since we won't need to create a query here because everything will be just directly from the apprenticeship table, and display the field headings left aligned in the columnar format, and use the radio buttons and include all the suitable headings in the large bold font. Okay, then let's go over here. Okay, we're done with this. Let's save it and close it. Let's go to create, and we just directly will create a form wizard. So we will directly just take it from the table, which is apprenticeship table, and then as it is mentioned that it needs to be columnar data over here, and anything special here to add? Nothing except the date. We can, the title, we can change it later. Okay, so let's add it over here, and here we go. We got the form. Includes all the fields. Display the field headings, supposed to be to the left aligned in the columnar, the field headings. Okay, they're supposed to be all to the left side. Just make sure this, let me click on this, and let's just make sure this goes also to the left a little bit. This to left headings. Okay, use radio buttons in the day release to select the option yes or no. These values are to be stored -1 for yes and 0 for no in the day release field itself. Okay, let's check day release. It is just mentioned either yes or no. We have to write it down here. So what they want us to make it into a radio button. Okay, to do this, let's go to design view. Let's extend a little bit from down. Let's click over this to draw this, the radio button. After that, you have to choose from here. You will find there is an option for radio button. Don't go to this one. You have to go to this option group, because you will get 2 radio buttons that you have to group them. If you did this, you can only put 1. So let's select this one and let's try to draw it over here. They will ask us what is the label name. So we have 2 labels. One is yes, another is no. That's supposed to be showing. Which one you want to be showing by default? Okay, probably I'm going just to leave it yes. And here they will ask you for the values. As it is mentioned, -1 for yes and 0 for no. Click on next. And where they will ask you where you want to save it. So we have already a field. They told us to save it in day release field. So choose the second option and day release field over here. Next. Okay, they will ask you what options you want. Of course, we want a radio button over here, and for this style, just leave it and then click on next. And what is the name you want it to be? It is day release. Okay, here we go, we got it. So what we can do, we just can delete the previous one, and we can put this one over here. Cool, let's go and check it. Okay, it is great, it is looking good, and I don't want to change, but you will notice it's going to be changing automatically and choosing it from day and really from the database. Okay, so include a suitable heading in the large bold font. So we need to change the heading over here. So as this is apprenticeship, okay, let me click over this. Apprenticeship form for data entry, we just can put apprentices or apprenticeship. I'm going to leave it apprentices data form. Okay, or we can say data entry form. We can extend it and we can change it. What they say, it's supposed to be bold and large font. Okay, let's make it a little bit bold and a little bit larger also. Okay, and ensure all the fields data will be visible in the layout is consistent. Everything is visible and consistent and showing. And then evidence number 6, place in the evidence a screenshot to show that radio button design with the value stored in the day release field. Okay, that means they want to see that -1 for yes and 0 for no saved in the day release field. To do this, we have different ways to show it. We can show it from over here, and what we can do, right click and click on properties over this, and over here they can show you the values over here. So we can take it, let's take it first in this way. Okay, that's evidence number 6. And then you can click over the yes, and then you can take a screenshot for this one also, and screenshot for no as well. Okay, they're both showing over here. Just make sure they're large enough when it is printed. You can put also other evidence as much as you like, just to prove that you use the correct value. And for right now, this is more than enough. We can put it, and then let's move to the next question. So that was evidence number 6. Let's move to the next question. Use the form created in step 20 to enter the following details as a new record. So let's go back to our form, and let's click over the next over here, new, and you can see it will be 454, and we can add right now our information over here. I'm going to put it next to each other so I can see and write it down. So vacancies, digital content apprentice, ID is supposed to be this one, level advanced, progressive futures, which is the employer name, 449 is the subject reference, aspire learning, and then number 2 and the number 2, and the closing date we can choose it from here, but okay, I'm better gonna write it 15 August 18, and the wage is 133, and then their release by default will be selected to yes. Okay, it is saved. You can see the total record is 454. I press on back and front, and I made sure that everything is saved, and check the data entry for errors. Everything seems okay. Ensure fully visible and save the data, and then we have to make the evidence, which is screenshot showing this data entry form. Okay, to do this, in 7, so let's go to 7 and add it over here. And let's check the next question, 22, apprenticeship. Okay. Apprentices receive their weekly wages plus an additional 4% if they meet training targets. So using fields from both tables that we have it, produce a report which contains a new field called bonus wage. Okay, which is calculated at runtime and displayed as a currency. The field will calculate the wages plus 4% of the wage. Okay, this is a formula that we have to remember it, and so shows only the records where level is advanced or higher, closing date supposed to be before this date, and subject name exclude anything include accounting. And we have to show only this fields in this order and displayed in full, and do not group the data and sort it. Okay, the rest supposed to be added to the report. For this, currently we have to make it in the query. So let's go and create a query. We make a query whenever we need a query whenever there are two tables used together, or specific only fields are used from one table. In this case, we usually need a query. Otherwise, we just directly can go and create it if it is not needed. So first of all, right now, let's go and create and click on query design. Add both of them. What we need to do right now, we need to add this. Let's start with this point to add this specific fields. So starting with vacancy, level, and closing date. And then employer name, day release, wage, and bonus wage. Is the bonus wage that, yeah, bonus wage is the one I have to create it. Okay, so let's stop to wage, and then bonus wage we right now have to create it. Okay, so let's jump to the first point. So the new field is supposed to contain bonus wage. So to put a bonus wage over here, let me expand this field. So to make it, I have to write down the name bonus wage. Make sure all the spelling things are not wrong, and then colon. Right now we have to write down our formula. The formula says it's supposed to calculate the wage, sorry, I have to include the wage, plus 4% of the wage. So to calculate the wage, it needs to be calculated. So it is, so to just calculate easily the 4% of the wage plus 4% of the wage, what we can easily do is just 4 plus 100, and then overall just divide it with 100 again. So that's going to give us 104 divided by 100. It's going to give us, going to be 1 1.04. So that's the number that's going to be calculated. So what we have to do, we have to say bonus wage like this to be 1.04 to be multiplied with what? With what we currently already have it, which is the wage. So to multiply by any existing or to include any existing field, always use those type of brackets and then multiply it with that field. So let's go do it over here. I'm going to leave this formula. So as we said over here, so what we were going to do, 1.04 multiplied by the wage. Okay, let's make sure this is added. Okay, so that's the formula, and let's go and run it, and here we go, it is added over here. Okay, what we need to do more, let me close this, and what we need to do more, we need just to make sure that this bonus wage is supposed to be a currency, and it's supposed to be 2 decimal places. Okay, to do this, right click and properties, actually it's already showing over here, so format and make sure it is a currency and make sure that it is 2 decimal places. Okay, great. Next point, let's go to this point. So that records only where the level is supposed to be only advanced and higher. You notice if you run it, we have some intermediate also levels, so we want to only keep advanced and higher. So go to level, so look for level over here in the criteria section, type to be advanced, or am I not wrong with the spelling? Yes, advanced or higher. Okay, you will notice that all the intermediates are excluded. So that's the first one. Second point, for the closing date, it's supposed is on before, whatever date is before 31st of August, means whatever is 30th of August and lower supposed to be included. So 31st not included, but lower than 31st of August supposed to be only included. Okay, closing date is over here, and what we can do, we can say less than 31st. Make sure here sometimes the dash will work with you or the slashes can work with you. So I'm going to write it in the same format like this, and then am I right with the date? Yes, 31st August 18. Okay, so let's go and make sure of the date. Okay, all the days are before August. Let me remove it and let me make sure if we had any other. Okay, we have only August and September, so it makes sense right now. Only August dates will remain, as September is higher than August, so it shouldn't be included. Okay. Closing date is on. Okay, sorry, I didn't see the word on. So that means 31st supposed to be included. So on or before. So I have to add only here equal. So 31st also supposed to be included. So let me check here. Okay, 31st is added over here. Okay. And then subject name excludes anything about accounting. So let me go and check over here. Subject. I don't have any subject field. Yes, there is no subject field, so it's supposed not to be showing. What we have to do, we have to add a subject field here, which is from here, but it's supposed not to be showing. For right now, I'm just going to leave it. And as you can see, there is some accounting. Let's say we have 43. If we excluded accounting, it will be reduced. So to exclude accounting, this is for not equal, and let's run it, and you can see the records are excluded anything, and it become less to 40. Anything accounting is not included. Okay, and then we're done with the query part. So let's save it with the query number 22. So step 22, let's save it, and let's close this one, and let's go and create. Right now they're asking us to create a report. So click on report wizard, and from here choose your query and add all of them. Okay, the subject is added actually, but I'm not going to make subject visible, so wait a minute. Did I make it? Okay, I didn't make it here. I just make sure that it is invisible, but I believe still going to be showing. But anyway, let's make it, and let's add all of them. Okay, it's not showing anymore here. Or what I can do, I just, even if it is added, I can just exclude it. Nothing to group. Ascending, descending, I'm going to do it later. From here it is not that much accurate. And here is the report. There is no specific way. Okay, but there is a specific way for the orientation. Okay, sorts the data, has a page orientation of landscape, fits on a single wide page over here, and includes this title, formatted that it displays the larger font at the top of the page. So let's add it, and let's click on view. Okay, let's close the print view, and let's make sure the font is bigger or larger, not cut like this. Let's make it fully visible. And then sort the data in the ascending order of label. So I want ascending order first of label, and then descending order of wage. Before I do this, let's go and have a look here. Okay, make sure that everything is showing according to the order that we needed here. Vacancy label, closing date, employer name, release day, wage, and bonus wage. Okay, we just need to adjust this a little bit, so let's take this a little bit to the left. Label have a lot of space, so let's shrink the space. Okay, there are some parts over here cut, so let me move this to here. Let me extend this. Okay, so is it fully visible? Nope. Okay, right now fully visible. Closing date actually is not fully visible, so we have to extend like this a little bit for both of them. let's move this also. Okay, for the day release, and the last one seems okay, so okay, I'm just going to move this a little bit down this, and okay, it looks better right now. Let's go and do this point as ascending order of the labels. So to do those points, where you can go over here and group and sort in design tab, and you have to click on add sort. So first of all, we have to add it depending on the level. So what we need the label to be in ascending order. That means from A on the top, supposed to be, that's an ascending order. The second ordering supposed to be descending depending on the wage. So again, add sort, add the wage, and it's supposed to be descending, means from largest to smallest. You will notice your numbers change here, your contents or data here changed. Level starting from advanced and then going to the higher, which is edge, comes later. And in advanced itself, you will find that the wage number from descending from highest to the lower number, and then again in the higher, it's from the highest till the lowest. Okay, so just make sure you're saving it. Let's carry on. Calculate the number of vacancies and places, this below the level of column. Okay, so we have to calculate the number of vacancies and places below the level column. So number of vacancies below level. So what we can do, click on design, and then level over here, right click, and on total you can say count the records or the values. I'm going to say count the records, and then what will happen, it will give us over here this number, calculating the number of vacancies of this, and then has a label number of jobs supposed to be showing on the left of this value. So let's go back again. I can actually put it on layout view. Okay, I can close this. And I can add the table over here, the label. Okay, just have to go to design view and then go to label and add it. It is much better and easier. And number of jobs. Okay, this seems better. And then calculate the number of vacancies. We're done also, and has your name, candidate number on every page of the report. As it is on every page of the report, then that means it's supposed to be on the report, on the page footer, not the report footer. So to do this, we have to go and again add the label over here and put your information. They didn't mention any specific alignment, just to be on every page. So let's go and check in the print preview. So it is all fitting on one page, and the next of the data, the rest of it also fitting all on one page. Information are showing here. The last calculation of the jobs are also showing here. And then we can print out and making sure all of those information are showing. Evidence number 8. It says to place your evidence screenshot showing the formula used to calculate the number of vacancies. So to show it, we have to go back again to design view, and here it is just to make sure that it is to take a screenshot for it. So let's extend it a little bit and change the position, and here we go. And let's take for this one. That's evidence number 8. Okay, and let's go to the next question. Produce an extract from all the data which selects those records where vacancy includes engineering, level is intermediate, so we need an extract from all of the data. So that's supposed to be again an extract from all the data that's supposed to be chosen. That's supposed to be a query. So let's go and do the query. We're done with this. Close it and save it. Let's go to create and let's go to query design. And let's see what we need to add. We need to add, before selecting this criteria, we need to show the following fields: vacancy ID, vacancy, and wage. Sort the wage in ascending order. So to do the sorting, okay, I can do it later, the sorting, and okay, here is the sorting over here. So wage supposed to be in ascending order. Let's run it and check it. Okay, wages in ascending order starting from 0, and then we need to select those records where the vacancy includes engineering first. So let's put the first criteria. You can see we have around 454. So let's go over here. We're supposed to add the first criteria, which is vacancy, but it's supposed not to be visible, so we have to hide it. Vacancy is showing, so never mind. That's alright for vacancy, and it's supposed to be only including engineering. So let's see, from 400 record, something is wrong. Okay, it includes the word engineer, so I have to use the wildcard. Let me remove this and let's check it. Okay, there is nothing purely just engineer. There are some words that must be containing engineering or engineer. Yeah, engineer. Okay, let's try to use the wildcards. So in between the stars you have to put the word, and let's run it, and here we go. It reduced from 500, and it will only include the words that have the word engineer. Okay, that's the first criteria. Second criteria is supposed to be level, supposed to be only intermediate level. That's supposed to be level is not included, so we have to add level. So currently I'm going to make it visible, and as you can see, level is an exact word, so I don't need to use the wildcard here. I just can put the exact word exactly like here, and it will reduce from 40 or something into 18 record. And finally, the wage is supposed to be 150 or higher than 150. We have 18, so let's go to wage, and it's supposed to be higher than 150 or equal 150 or higher. So it reduced to 10, and wage is starting from 150 and above 150. I need to hide this level, okay, and run it. Right now I got my extract. What we have to do, we have to save this extract, and okay, then we have to export it later. So let's save it and name it under this step 23. Let's mention that this is an extract. Okay, after that, export the extract created in step 23 in rich text format and save the exported file in your work area. And let's close it, right click, export it as text rich format. As we can see here, RTF is mentioned over here. So and close it and make sure it is saved in your working area. Did I choose the right place to? Okay, let me make sure. Step. Okay, it's over here, so it is saved. And evidence number 9. Place in your evidence document, show the exported file in your work area. Make sure the evidence type file is also showing. So let's go over here. Here's the file. Make sure the extension is showing and the type also file is showing, and take the screenshot for this. That is evidence number 9. And then the next question, 25, answer the following questions using your own words. Type your answer in your evidence document. So describe what is meant by data verification, and okay, we need to know what is meant by data verification, and name 2 methods of the data verification. And for one, okay, we have to name 2 methods for data verification, and one of these methods to explain how it could be used with database, and then explain how we can use it with database. We need to put it at least not more than 50 words. So the first question was data verification. We can say that data verification is reducing or preventing the errors. Whenever we're trying to reduce or prevent this error, we cannot totally stop them, but we're trying to minimize them. So here what is come whenever we try to copy or paste, like we're sometimes asked to type the password twice. So this is one type of data verification method. To type it twice, it will tell you that you didn't type it correctly the first or second time, they are not matching. And also you can see for the accuracy to be entering exactly the same as they want, or the same as you want to enter, not to making any mistakes of typing. So the 2 types of data entry, you can say they're double data entry. Usually you have to put the email twice or the password twice. Or the second method, which is the visual verification. You have original source you're typing from. You have to make sure they're exactly matching with what you're typing by avoiding the errors and mistakes by comparing with your eyes and removing those mistakes. So if you try to explain one of the methods, as you can see, this includes 1 score and this includes 3. That means 1 for these two. 1 is for the first method, second for the second method, and the third point will be for the explanation. So if you try to explain about the first one, which is data enter twice, as people have to match or compare between both entries, and if you have to try to explain about the visual verification, which is comparing the data from on screen with the original source. Okay, that was our evidence number 10. So we're done over here. The next question will carry on from with the previous paper of document. That's the second part, completing for it. So I hope you got all the questions and answers. If you have any question, you can put it in the comment section.